This is JoAnna Kennedy, summer 2018. My student ID is 3311858. This is for VTHT 1301. So now we will demonstrate how to do a nail trim on a dog. To be able to do a nail trim, you will need a pair of clippers. There are many different kinds. And then you want to have a clotting agent just in case you cut the nail too short and get into the quick. The quick is basically the live part of the nail. It's the nerve and the blood supply. So if you do cut into that, it is painful and it does bleed. Short term, you can take the clotting agent, and I'll just go ahead and demonstrate that. I like to pour it into the cap, and then you'll take the nail and push it into it on the end, and that way it will clot any kind of blood that may be flowing if you've cut too short. Long-term effect if you do cut the quick too short is it may end up leading into infection, so you want to be very careful when you are cutting nails. So you do have dogs that have clear nails like Haley does. You can see the quick very easily on clear nails. It's the pink part of the nail. So when you do trim, you want to trim just very little at a time. It's better to just do a little at a time than too much. And then it's just kind of where the nail starts to hook is where you want to trim. And then in black nails, it's a little bit harder to tell where the quick is. You can tell by where the nail starts to thin and hook. And then also as you're cutting little by little, you will start to see gray in the center of the nail, which means that you are at the end of the quick, and it means that you need to quit cutting so you don't do any damage. And so at this point, I'm going to be trimming some nails. So you just want to hold the paw firmly, and if there's any hair, of course, you would need to move it out of the way, which we don't have. And then you just want to carefully take off the end of each nail. And as you're doing that, you just be careful to not go so far from the nail to the quick. And one more. She's being such a good girl. And that's how you trim nails on a dog. So now I'm going to demonstrate how to do a nail trim on a cat. I'm going to be using small clippers since this is a smaller cat, still a kitten. And then I'm going to be using quick stop, which is a clotting agent that you want to use in case you do cut the nail too short and you cut into the quick. The quick is basically the live part of the nerve, which you can see it's pink when you look at the clear nails. And if you cut too short, it can cause pain. It basically sends nerve signals to the brain, and it can cause bleeding. And then if you do cut too short, you can also risk infection of the nail. So now I'm going to cut nails on the kitty. And so you want to just squeeze the paw when you do that. It exposes the nails. You just want to do that gently. Got tiny nails. You just want to cut the end, being very careful not to cut too short into the quick. Usually on cats you can tell the live part of the nail because it's much thicker than the end of the nail. So I usually just cut off the very tips. And then we have one more maybe. There we are. Yeah. There you go. And so if something happens, if you do accidentally cut the nail too short and you cut into the quick, you would use a clotting agent just to stop the bleeding. I usually will pour some out into the lid, and then the nail that's affected, you would want to just push it into the clotting agent. Or if you want, you can just put some in your fingers, pinch it, and put it onto the nail. And that is how you do a nail trim on a cat. So now I'm going to demonstrate how to pill a dog. I'm going to be using a small treat just to represent a pill. So to pill the dog, you want to just hold it in your finger and your thumb, your forefinger, and you want to get a good grip on the head just to be in control of the dog. You want to lean the neck back, but you don't want to extend it too far back. You want it in a neutral position, and then you just pull the bottom jaw down. You stick it back in the very base of the tongue, close her mouth, rub her throat, and then they will lick usually to show that they've taken the pill and they've swallowed it. And then you do want to make sure that they don't spit it out. If they do spit it out, then you may have to try again. And that's how to pill a dog. So now I'm going to demonstrate how to pill a cat. So with the cat, you want to, I'm going to be using a small treat instead of a pill, but you want to hold the head back at a neutral position. It's good to kind of hold the bony structures here so you have a little more control of the cat. And then you want to just kind of pry the mouth open, push it as far back at the base of the tongue as possible, close the mouth. You can kind of rub the throat and see if she's going to swallow it. I don't think she did. There she did. So she licked her nose. That's usually how you can indicate that they've actually swallowed the pill. And so that's how you administer a pill to a cat. This is JoAnna Kennedy, summer 2018. My student ID is 3311858. This is for VTHT 1301. I can crop it and stuff though.
Well, stop.
So now I will demonstrate how to catch urine on a dog. The best thing to use for this is a shallow dish, and I will be doing this on a female dog today. This is Haley. You want to try to catch the urine midstream, so wait 1 or 2 seconds once they start to urinate, just to keep any bacteria from the skin from getting into the urine sample. So we're going to go outside now and try to catch the urine. Sometimes it takes a little encouragement to get them to go potty. Go potty, Haley. And it's good to keep them on a leash so you can keep them close by. Okay, so we got just a little bit of a urine sample, not very much. She had already urinated a little bit, so the best thing to do is to try to give about 1 or 2 seconds before you catch it in stream. And that was how to demonstrate getting a urine sample on a dog. So now we're going to demonstrate how to apply a gauze muzzle. It can come in handy if you encounter a dog and do not have a commercial muzzle available. So you can use 1 or 2 inch gauze. 1 inch gauze is for the smaller size dogs or dogs that have a smaller muzzle. And then in Haley's case, we're going to be using 2 inch. And so this is all that you'll need to do it. So it's better to do it when they're kind of seated and comfortable. You don't want to pressure them or kind of make them feel threatened when you're trying to apply a muzzle. Hang on just a second. Try and sit down. And so what you want to do first is to create a loop that will wrap around the face. Go back under and bring it behind the neck. And once it's behind the neck, you'll just do a quick release knot to secure it. And so the way that you want to have this is that it's tight enough so she can't open her mouth to prevent biting, but you don't want this so tight that it's going to prevent from breathing. And so that is a demonstration on how to apply a gauze muzzle to a dog.